This is the magicwordpodcast.com.
Hello, this is Scott Wells for the magicwordpodcast.com. Well, we are off for Myrtle Beach and the Magic at the Sea convention. It hasn't been held for a number of years, and so Charles Bach and a group of guys and gals have put this together for a repeat engagement. But right now, I am at the airport, and this is quite an experience. First of all, that I had recently moved from Houston to Austin, so this is really my first time of trying to find the parking area and then also to get down to where I need to be at the gate, and getting through security is different from what I had before. Plus, my drive time used to be 20 minutes to the airport. Now it's like an hour and 20 minutes. And it's just ridiculous. Oh, my gosh. And so I have to get up so much earlier, like 3 o'clock in the morning, in order to catch an early bird flight over here. And although that Austin has a lot of shopping area. Matter of fact, I feel like I'm walking through a shopping center as I'm walking up and down the corridor over here, but not one Dunkin' Donut in the whole place. What do you know about that? That's very unfortunate. Someone I asked thought they perhaps sold Round Rock donuts, which are some amazing donuts from the city of Round Rock. But I asked someone else, and they said, no, that's just a myth. But that's the only thing I think that could be better than some Dunkin' Donuts. Anyhow, as I said about the Magic at the Sea, I'm going up just a little bit early. This is Wednesday as I begin, and the convention actually begins on Thursday, that you'll be listening to the rest of the report of what happened on the first day. There are a lot of activities happening on the first day. Sometimes I just report I combine the first and second day because there's not too much happening the first day, but unlike usual, there will be several things that are going to be happening. I believe there's going to be a children's lecture starting off at about 4 o'clock, but prior to that, I've been invited to play a little golf, and Myrtle Beach is the premier location for golfers worldwide, apparently, to attend or to go and vacation and play some golf. There are a lot of courses all around in and around Myrtle Beach, and so the weather is supposed to be spectacular, and meaning it's warm during the day and cool during the evenings. So hopefully I've brought enough clothing appropriate to the weather. But the inside where the convention is going to be, of course, it's going to be nice and cool and air-conditioned. Most of the activities taking place in the Charles Bach Wonders Theater. So I'm anxious to attend this convention. Again, it's kind of funny. I was going to be booked for performing and lecturing at this convention some years ago, but then they ended up not holding it. They canceled that, and that was the last year they'd had it. And I want to say it's been about 10 years. So anyhow, it's kind of been laying there, and there are so many other conventions going on. I guess they decided that we might as well join the rest of the people who are losing money on conventions. I don't know. No, it's break even at best, it seems like, for people who organizers who put on conventions. I say people, I mean organizers, meaning clubs and other groups that sponsor magic conventions. Anyhow, yes, if you guys are not here, then I suggest that you come soon and perhaps plan on staying late. I think this is going to be kind of like a different kind of a convention, from the standpoint that typically you go to a magic convention and it's in a nice area where you can take a family and they kind of have a vacation. This, I think, is just kind of the opposite, because I think it's a vacation in which there happens to be a magic convention going on also. And I say that because, as I understand it, there are 3 separate hotels, and they're not right next door to each other, that are going to be the hosting hotels, where people are suggested to stay, where they have the best rates from the beach to a few miles away. But the one that's going to be where I'll be staying is going to be closer to the venue, because again, all things will be happening at at the Wonders Theater, and then afterwards you get back to your respective hotels and then pick up the next day. Dealers and everything are all going to be right there. Anyhow, I'm looking forward to it. I'll give you more details once I actually get inside the building and find out what's going on. So, by the way, I said that they don't have a Dunkin' Donuts, but they do have a Starbucks. And let me see what I got today. Oh, yeah. This is something a little bit different. I haven't tried before. These are egg bites with Gruyere cheese and bacon. So that sounded good on the menu, so we'll find out if they are. They're kind of two small little egg, look like muffins almost, and a little latte. Let's try that out. You know, that's some good hot coffee. That's a good hot latte, actually. So, yeah, the line was long, but I used my mobile app and zipped right through the mobile line, bypassing probably 20 minutes of wait time, although I've got nothing else to do for the next hour before my flight. I see it's 6:34 right now, and the flight departs at 7:30, so we'll be boarding probably in about a half hour or so. So, until we get over to Myrtle Beach, this is Scotty out. So, we have arrived in Myrtle Beach, and the convention is about to begin any time, I believe actually at about 4 o'clock or something. And I got some people over here who are involved with the convention. Ron Conley. Hey there, Ron.
Hey, how you doing?
Fantastic. Good to talk to you again. It's been a while since we last actually chatted on the podcast.
That's right.
And Eddie Wade, good to see you as well.
Good to see you as well.
We were just talking about you enjoyed the podcast. Thank you very much. I'm glad you listened to the convention podcast in particular. So you're going to be at Trix then also?
I will be at Trix in Charlotte.
Okay. So you just took over Magic Methods, is it? Or?
9 years ago, I took over Magic Methods from Gerry Mincer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And is Gerry still alive, or he passed?
Gerry passed 2 years after I took over in 2016.
Okay, boy, time passed. I mean, I thought I remembered that he did, and I've got some of his books still.
He was 75 years old, and the company's been around now for over 50 years.
Wow. Okay. Then he started it?
He started it in 1969.
Okay. Well, it's good that you're carrying that legacy forward. Then,
yeah, we sure are.
Well, as I recall, I thought that you had a booth there last year at Trix, too, didn't you?
Not last year, but we've had booths at Trix before.
Okay.
We kind of rotate the different conventions, try to get around.
Well, then maybe that was where it was, because this would be my third one, and so maybe it was my first one where I saw you over there.
Probably was, a couple years ago.
And so, Ron, you were involved then as a local club member here in Myrtle Beach then as well. So tell me about kind of the convention, how this got started again.
Well, we've had it a couple of times before, and it was really popular, and Dave Tanner wanted to do it again, and so we teamed up with Charles Bach, and it's going to be a really great convention. The next lecture is at 4:30, and it's on children's magic, and then we got a big show tonight, too. But
who is that going to be giving the children's? Wacky Zaki, or what's his name?
I don't know.
Something like that.
Look at the thing. Eddie's looking it up now.
Okay. But that starts like at 4:30. That's the first official thing, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be the first official thing. And we'll have a full day every day for Friday and Saturday, too.
What did you say it is, Eddie?
It's Amazing Adams.
Amazing Adams. So close. Wacky. Okay.
Yeah, we just had the dealers' little pre-show there. The dealers open tomorrow, and Amazing Adams is doing a lecture on children's show business. There's a little bit something for everybody at this convention, because you've got a busking illusion, you've got a lecture on watch steals, you've got a sleight of hand lecture, and then you've got evening shows. You've got a sleight of hand show, a comedy show, and a stage show.
Something for everybody, that's for sure.
Something for everybody that's here.
Yeah.
And we've got over 120 magicians.
You said also they just had the little dealer show. And was that actually over in the dealer's room over there at Dave & Buster's, or was that here on the stage?
That was here on the stage. So we've got a wonderful theater here that Charles Bach has. But the dealer room is going to be over at Dave & Buster's in their conference room.
Okay. And so that's just like 50 steps away from the front door of the Wonders Theater.
That's right. That saves everybody from having to walk upstairs here in the theater and going up the stairs, because some of us are getting a little agey.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, I know. So we're going to be having some other activities that will be upstairs, I understand.
That's right. There's also a free dinner tonight that goes with this convention at 5:30, which is also in the bar just across the way here.
Is that the Bar Louie?
Bar Louie.
Okay, right over across the street over there then, too. This is a nice little shopping center. They hear the music in the background. We're outside, actually, right now. And the reason being is because the music's pumped up disco music. It sounds like inside and everything.
Yeah, this theater that Charles has used to be a disco, and they didn't make it through the pandemic, and so he took over the building, and it's a wonderful setup that he's done here. He's put a lot of time and money into it.
Well, and he's been doing that over the years then, too. I went to the show last evening and have nothing but rave reviews that I can say about the excitement and dynamics show that he puts on. When has some great stage assistants that help him. He's got a lot of creative and innovative ideas that I've not seen anybody do. And he said, these are my ideas. And Kerry Pollack had helped him work through some of these things. Obviously, I said, I can see the wireless wizardry of that, that he had helped then, certainly. Great show.
Oh, yeah, it was a tremendous show. We were here last night. We saw Charles the first time he came down here. He was in another theater that got sold out from under him.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was a great show. And that's been probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Back before the pandemic.
So you said also, Ron, that this is going to be just a great convention. And Eddie was talking about some of the things that are happening. What do you think is going to make it great?
Well, we're going to have contests, too. We've got contests for the youth and for adults, both stage and close-up magic. And I'm going to be one of the judges.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Oh, okay, there you are. Usually I'm a contestant, but so it's kind of neat to be the judge now.
Yeah, sit on the other side.
I won at the contest at the last ones. Last 3 or 4 of them I won awards at, so somebody else's turn.
And this convention hasn't taken place for, is it 10 years, or how long has it been, do you know? I'll ask Charles.
10 or 11 years since they did the convention here. There's so many conventions that were going on back in that time period. Yeah. And last week there was a Atlanta Harvest Convention, and the weekend of the Tricks Convention coming up the 1st of November, there are actually 3 magic conventions on the same weekend.
Oh, wow.
So you got the Daytona Convention, and I can't remember the name of the other one, but if you come down to Myrtle Beach, there are 3 theaters here that all have magic.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was just thinking that Charles was the only one.
No, dude.
I know he's got a hypnosis show in the show.
There's 2 other theaters with magic.
Huh. Have they been here longer, or about the same amount of time, or just a couple of years?
I don't know the length of the run.
Interesting. Well, I'm looking forward to this, and I think it's kind of exciting that they've got things over in Dave & Buster's over there with the dealers. I'm about to go over here. How many people or dealers they have this year, do you know?
9 or 10.
Yeah. About 9 or 10, yeah. And
sounds like it's going to be just a great convention, and the organizers and everybody are be proud to get this thing put on then again after so many years of.
It's a great place for magic people to come for a vacation. We not only have the 3 theaters. Renzi has a theater called the King's Theater in North Myrtle Beach, and then there's another theater that has Michael Barefoot performing there. And plus we have 2 magic shops, and we have a ring here, Ring 334, and we have a clubhouse, which is to die for. We've got stages and lounges and even a magic shop there, and it's really super.
It's really a hub for magic activity. People may not realize how magical Myrtle Beach really is. The way I look at this particular convention is this is a place that people should go for a vacation, and there just happens to be a magic convention going on too. Mm-hmm. Because obviously there's golf, there are so many other activities that, going on.
Oh yeah, I mean you can't really compete with the ocean, but so there's lots of fun things to do. You bring your family. And it's a lot of magic. I came to the original conventions here, which always took place in January when the rates are low here. It's a little cold, down here sometime in January. But if you're going to the magic convention, and have a good time.
Right.
But this year we're in September.
As I've been driving around, then also I see it's Bike Week here then too. So there are thousands of bikers who have come from all over the country too to congregate. So.
Yes, they do that every year.
Yeah, twice a year. I understand, the spring and the fall.
Right.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm looking forward to this. Thank you very much, Eddie. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it. And look forward to a good convention.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So now we're at the registration desk inside the actual Charles Bach Theater. We'll be talking to Charles later, but Gerry Thompson is one of the hosts and who is working with this convention. And hello, Gerry.
Hey, Scott. How are you today?
Nothing less than fantastic. I've been doing great.
I love to hear that.
Thanks to your hospitality and everything that you've been doing and showing me around the place and getting a chance to play with a little golf with Roman Lepre then this morning. Man, it was great. Weather's been fantastic.
I love it. We Southerners got to stick together and keep that Southern hospitality going.
Something to Southern hospitality.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. It's real. Yeah.
So tell me about this convention then also. What is your particular role?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I am
behind the scenes doing everything.
I'm like a behind the scenes. I'm one of the principals in it, and I got roped into this, and I love it. But I don't go to a lot of conventions. I work a lot in the summer, and but yeah, I'm just behind the scenes mainly, and I'm really not doing anything out in front. Maybe you'll see me on the microphone a little bit, but pretty much at registration, and then making sure everything runs smoothly.
So you're again kind of the duck that's underwater, kind of paddling to make everything look smooth on top of the.
That's right, and my wife, I think I told you she's a corporate trainer, and she's always telling me you got to slow down 10%. So as I was walking, I was like, slow down 10%. It is like that duck. Don't let them see you paddling like crazy, because yeah, we've been running crazy getting registration up.
At the last minute, I know that at conventions there are always some last minute changes in which that somebody doesn't show up, or there's going to be a contract that someone had to break or whatever.
Absolutely.
Do you have any issues here this year?
Well, so far so good, but we still got a couple of guys coming in, so I don't want to jinx it. But we did have one dealer who didn't make it, and that's Roy from Jamstone. He's the guy that makes the badges and all the signs that people use for their shows. He makes them in-house. He's a great guy, and he's a really, really, really stand-up dealer. And he got COVID, so yeah. So we just say a little prayer for him. And
there was a convention, and I want to say it might have been at Abbott's some time ago, in which that Marty Hahn and Brenda were driving in, and they weren't feeling well, and they did a self-COVID test on the way in, and they realized that they were positive, and they turned around and went back. Didn't get to come in as dealers then. So.
That's the worst. It does. I had a kids camp set up with 60 kids in it for a whole week, and I woke up on Monday morning with COVID, and it was just, I can't describe how hard that is to just realize you can't do something that you were just spending your whole week getting ready for. It's terrible.
Well, talking about kids, then the first thing that's going to be happening here, and we're going to have to probably cut pretty short here. Yeah. We'll continue until we do, but the first lecture is going to be by
Amazing Adams, and he's a family entertainer.
Tell me about him.
He's one of the biggest ones in Chicago, and but here's the deal: he's not going to be talking about children's magic. He's going to be talking about marketing children's magic, and so I imagine everyone here could use some more marketing skills. So I'm
that you can apply to your adult shows or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that's what it's going to be on. So we're getting excited to hear that. Yeah.
And I understand we're going to be having dinner just after that over Bar Louie?
Good old Bar Louie right beside us there. Complimentary dinner for everyone. Now, we're not buying your drinks, but we are going to have the old Houdini Lounge upstairs where we'll have some cold beverages up there later after that. So it's going to be a long night. I hope we talked about this. We'll sleep after the convention.
When we're dead.
That's right, when we're dead. Yeah.
Are there any acts or lectures or dealers or somebody that you're particularly looking forward to hearing?
Yes, and I've seen this guy many times because he works this theater. It's Wacky Chad. Wacky Chad is a pogo stick guy, and he's a busker, and he works for money on the streets, and he's a big. He makes a lot of money
in Myrtle Beach. He's a local.
No,
guy.
Well, he's not. He's from. Somewhere up near Maine, I think. But anyway, he works in Covenant Gardens and all that. He works. He's a busker. He's in Boston. I think he just drove from Boston, but he's a busker. He's on the streets, and he is hilarious. He's one of my favorites. And then Kerry Pollack. I've never seen Kerry Pollack, and I'm very interested in him and all the electronic stuff.
Is he going to be lecturing as well as performing?
He is. Yes. Kerry's doing both. So yes, looking forward to that.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Well, this is a great venue. Also, they got in Charles's Theater. It's a 200-seat theater.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's comfortable, and it's right here at Broadway, the beach. And like I tell everybody, when you come here, you can get a hotel room at the La Quinta or the Holiday Inn Express, and you don't have to rent a car. I mean, you literally could get from the airport to here, and you walk from the hotel to here, and there's everything you need here in Broadway at the beach. And you really haven't got to see all of it.
I haven't at all.
Well, we'll get you out there and show you around. Yeah, there's everything here, so yeah.
Well, it is convenient. I was thinking at first they were going to have the dealers in the theater, but then when you say it was going to be Dave & Buster's, I mean, it's literally just 50 steps away.
Yeah, that's the only thing, and it's really not a disadvantage. What we were going to do was put them up on the balcony, and we really thought, man, these dealers are going to want to hang us because they've got to carry all that stuff upstairs. Right. So we really rethought that, and Charles has great partnerships with these guys like Dave & Buster's and Bar Louie, and they said, no, come on in, we'll open a dealer's room. So they have a wonderful dealer's room over there, and when you go over there, it's going to feel like you're at Magic Live because you're walking through those games. It sounds like Las Vegas. Yeah. It does. So yeah, they couldn't be nicer to us.
Now, how are they going to be monitoring security to make sure it's just magicians? I guess obviously by our badges, because there are a lot of public in there.
That's right. There's a room over there with swinging doors, and it says on there, magicians only, and we've got a couple of guys over there checking badges. So yeah,
I would think also because that you are kind of partnering with them, and there is a lot of public there. Perhaps it would be a good way of selling public tickets to the evening show.
Yes. Charles was up this morning at 4:00 doing 5 a.m. Spots for our magic shows because
on television.
Yeah, we do. We do offer public seating for these shows because these magicians are nationally known, and we've sold quite a bit of seats just for people coming in to see the show. Yeah.
Well, that's great. And there are going to be public shows both on Friday and Saturday tonight.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
All 3 nights.
All 3 nights, yes. We have a close-up show tonight, a comedy cabaret tomorrow night, and then the Grand Illusion show with Greg Fruin tomorrow night. Saturday night.
Yeah. Do you know approximately about how many registrants are here this year?
I think we have close to 140 altogether.
Okay.
So we did pretty good. We haven't had this convention for 10 years, and we got it back up and running. And so, yeah, we want more, but we can seat 200. So we're going to
got room for the public ticket sales.
That's right. We do this year. So next year, maybe not. Yeah.
Right. That's right. Well, it sounds like they're getting ready for the lecture then right now.
Yeah, Amazing Adams is up there, so let's go listen.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Scott.
Oh, they loved it. I can hear the applause for you right now.
Yes.
So the Magic Word Podcast. That was Gerry Thompson, Scotty out. So right now I am with one of my friends who I've known for a long time, and you guys have probably heard from time to time. He attends the 4F convention each year in Buffalo, and also used to be co-editor of the Minotaur magazine along with his business partner Dan Harlan for many years. And he then is here now at this convention. Please welcome my friend Marv Leventhal. Hey, Marv.
Hey there. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Marv. It's good to see you. So you're up in Cleveland. So how far of a drive is that from here?
It is about 10 hours.
Okay, and you drove?
Yes.
Okay. You said that your wife was the one who found out about this. So
yes.
Tell me this story.
I often wonders what she's doing online all the time. She doesn't tell me until we find something like this. Out of the blue, I'd never heard of this convention from way back when it was a thing, I guess. It's been, 10, 11 years since they've had one of these. And she happened to find it in her Facebook feed. I don't know what else is feeding her, but she discovered this and saw what was probably a really good lineup for a nice little convention.
What I'm surprised about is that you didn't know about this, since Dan's been a business partner and friend of yours
I know.
Forever.
Me and Dan, we're like Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis of Magic.
That's funny.
We're still friends. In fact, I got married 2 years ago. Dan was nice enough. He drove up from
Raleigh.
To attend my wedding. Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Yeah, I know that.
Going around.
Again, got a little congestion now with the allergies, particularly here. Since I've gotten here, it seems to have. I've been coughing. It seems to have gotten a little worse. But anyhow.
Yeah. So.
He came to your wedding.
So he did come to the wedding. Very nice of him. And a couple of times, I think Dan was supposed to get married and didn't. I was scheduled to be his best man. Mm-hmm. So. We kind of remain friends. We don't keep in touch a whole lot. Mm-hmm. But I did manage to talk to him about the 3-volume set that he's working on of all of his magic.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that.
No, he's going to put out a 3-volume set. I don't know the exact details, but it's going to be like 1 volume every year or 2. I don't know how often. And if you subscribe, I know, to his project, you can get a discount on the rate of the 3 books.
Right. Once it comes out.
I think he told me they were each supposed to be about 300 pages. Don't hold me to any of this.
Okay.
I mean, he's had a ton of material, and this is supposed to be everything.
It's kind of like when Gerry Thompson put out his 2-volume, it's full of everything that he did. And it came out in a good time, before that he passed, so hopefully Dan's got many more years to go.
Yes, let's hope. So I told, as when I got word of this project from another magician friend of mine, because I hadn't heard that he was doing this either, I immediately emailed him to try to wheedle out a free set of volumes due to our past partnership. Yeah. So he said, of course. I haven't heard from him since, so I don't know until here. And I did tell him I was going to be here. Dan's on the program here. So I'm looking forward to seeing him and catching up a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not very far for him to drive down from Raleigh.
No, not certainly a lot closer than Cleveland.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, that's kind of interesting. As I said, the fact that your wife had actually found out about the convention before you did.
Well, and she does that all the time. I am not good on social media.
Okay.
You'd think with all the, the magazine stuff and...
Yep, everything that you do.
Everything I do.
Because you and Dan had the Minotaur, those people who might be listening and saying, how come I know that name? Well, Marv Leventhal. Well, again, he and Dan...
No, what they're probably saying is, how come I didn't get my last issue? That's...
But there was a 1 or 2 volume you had.
Well, for subscribers, the last issue was 1 DVD. Retail, it was put out as a 2 DVD set. And if you were a subscriber and you wanted the second DVD, you could purchase it right offhand. I don't remember the price.
Yeah.
But the reason we didn't include that was that it was Dan doing, I believe, a trick from every volume. Minotaur went for 8 years. I think there's 8 tricks, or 8 or 9.
Quarterly or monthly? I forgot.
Quarterly.
Yeah.
He did 1 trick from each year. And also a bonus trick that wasn't in it. So since it was mostly material that was in it, and it was an added expense.
Yeah.
We were given a DVD instead of printing an issue. You were able to purchase it, but you did get the last issue as the DVD if you were a subscriber. Now, if you are a subscriber and you think you did not get this DVD, that's a shame. That really is. It's a damn...
Don't contact you, though, huh?
No, they can still contact me at some address. I had an address for the Minotaur. I don't remember it right off the top of my head, but it's still active. If you look on the back of a previous issue, it should be at the bottom of the back page.
Seems like I remember it was a Mac.com or something.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, something like that. So just write me and show me that you own a few issues. No, I'm just kidding. I'll trust you, but I don't expect to get inundated.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking of subscribing to Dan's project, I fully expect all the write-ups from the Minotaur to be in there. Because Dan had a trick in every issue. That's 4 a year, so right there, that's like at least 32 tricks.
A lot of content then.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing him and also a lot of other people at this convention. It looks like they've got a really good lineup. They've got a great venue over here with Charles Box Theater and everything else we're going to be doing. They're just about to wrap up the convention, wrap up Amazing Adam's presentation then right now, talking about marketing and everything, and then have dinner. I'm getting kind of hungry.
Let me just, a couple of things. These small conventions, I know how hard it is for them to get started and build up people. I know there's only I think there's only like 100, 150
Yeah, I think about 150
people here.
Yeah.
But
I think I said right at 160 because they had, or 140 because they had some more room. Yeah.
yes.
Sales.
But I would. Can I plug another convention?
Sure, of course.
In January, I can't think of the organizer's name, but it's called
That's not the unconventional.
Gatorgate.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
Gatorgate. Kent something. He used to do the Golden Gate get-together. This is the Gatorgate get-together. He moved from California to Florida.
I think I've got that on the Magic Convention Guide. If you go to the website, themagicwordpodcast.com, there, the convention guide, because he'd contacted me about this also, saying that he had used to do the Golden Gate gathering.
So they've done it for 2 years.
And it's located where? Is it?
It's in Orlando. It's in the beginning of January. I've gone to the first two. Again, another small convention trying to get started up in a different location. It was not a huge turnout, unfortunately, not for him, but for anybody that didn't attend, really.
Yeah.
Because they had an excellent lineup the first 2 years, and it wasn't expensive. Everything was in one room. He only had 50 people the first year. About the same the second year, and he's doing it again this year. And they've had excellent lineups. God, I wish you know what? I turned 70 this year. Hard to believe, I know.
You're a young man.
I can only really remember about one thing at a time.
And this is not one of them.
Yeah, so I got it. My filing system in my brain is such that if you happen to hit the thing I'm thinking about that day.
Well, Sherlock Holmes said there's only so much room up in the attic, and if something goes up, something's got to come out.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Well, Marv, thanks very much. It's good. Thanks a lot.
It's a
Good
pleasure
plug on
talking.
that. Then, too.
Yeah, it's a pleasure talking to you. And,
Glad you're here.
And yeah, I'm glad I'm here too.
I saw several other people from Ohio. I just saw Patrick Przecki also and his wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, he's the Matt guy.
Yeah, Pat's Mats. Yeah.
That's Matt. So
I'm sure he's going to be a dealer over here tomorrow too.
So yeah, check out those local smaller conventions. You might be surprised.
Yeah.
The talent lineup.
And the stuff you'll learn there. That's exactly right. Thanks very much. It's the Magic Word Podcast. That was Marv Leventhal. Scotty out. Of course, we're using his theater, and one of them was also one of my old friends, and that's John Shryock. Hey there, John.
Great to be here. How you doing? It's good to see
fantastic. So you just flew in from Tucson this morning, or were you?
I flew in yesterday, yeah.
Okay. So you say you didn't play golf with this morning because you're still sleeping in? What's the deal,
I didn't get in until too late. Okay. Well, I didn't know how early you went. And
it was like 10:20, 10:40.
I might have been able to make that,
yeah.
But it's all good.
It was beautiful. Yeah, it was nice. So I'm glad that you're here. And so are you going to be doing illusions? I assume you're doing close-up.
I'm doing close-up in like an hour and a half. And then,
today?
Yeah, and then I'm doing the lecture tomorrow and then part of the stage show on Saturday. But it's not with Mary, so it's just me doing,
I was about to ask you if Mary come with you or not.
No, it didn't work out.
She still got her lawyering gig.
Still lawyering. No, she's still doing great. We were just at the Magic Castle last week, so doing the big show, and it was fun.
That's nice. Who'd you work with out there?
Chip Romero.
Oh, Chip was there.
And Chip's here as well. So it's like we're on a tour or something.
Has he come in yet already?
Yeah, Chip's here.
I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. And so I had asked you earlier, and so about what's happening. Obviously, if you're not doing the thing anymore over at Annabelle's,
Warren Annabelle's,
since that caught fire. So are they planning on anything? Or what have you heard?
There's been a lot of rumors. I don't think there's anything I could say that would be verified. I mean, it's beyond devastating for everybody in Lahaina, and Warren and Lisa, they lost the business, and I don't know what the insurance is going to settle, but I kind of think he doesn't want to see it go that way. So in my heart, I think he wants to try and get something going again.
He had something going out here, didn't he?
He lives here. He lives in Greenville.
Okay.
So that's not too far.
Right.
And his kid goes to school in Clemson, and so he's from this area. He's from North Carolina.
But things are kind of going on their own. I mean, he didn't need to be there all the time.
We had a great organization at Warren and Annabelle's. It was phenomenal.
You and Dana, and who else was working with you?
Me, Dana, Chris Blackmore, and John George were the regulars. And, it was a home. So we all... I don't say it ran itself, but I mean there's always hiccups and stuff he was dealing with all the time. But he had a great manager, so he was able to semi-retire, I guess, and move back here.
Yeah, I was talking with Dana Daniels just like the day before. In fact, I did an episode of the podcast with him about, literally the day before the
out at Magic Live,
Yeah.
And
wow, what a difference a day
we were devastated. We were devastated. It was unreal to just to see the images and when the rumors first started coming of it burning, you don't believe it, and then once we saw the pictures, it's devastating. And to have spent, I mean, I've been working there for the last 16 years, spending roughly 6 months a year there in total. So it was like a second home. So to lose it all,
and like a main job.
It was my main job, absolutely. It was my main
you were doing
job.
cruise ships before as well as some other stuff.
Yeah.
So I was asking what you're doing now. So it's like you're looking for things.
I'm transitioning. Anybody want to hire a real good magic act? I'm available.
Are you thinking about a theater kind of like what Charles has done here, possibly?
I don't know if I want to go that hard. I mean, Charles's place is incredible, and I'm so proud of what he's done, and I'm so Charles is such a great guy, and he deserves all the success. I don't know. I still live in Tucson. I want to live in Tucson. I'm talking about maybe getting something going in Phoenix, kind of rent out some rooms and sell tickets on a weekend. But we'll see what happens. I'm also really excited to go back and work the clubs. Prior to Warren's, which has been 20 years. I used to, work Magic Island and Caesar's Palace and Wizards in the Castle, and I really love that. And there's a lot of great magic clubs around the country, and I would really enjoy just because I love that kind of work. So
that's the thing is right now, John, there are so many different clubs, like with the House of Cards and Chicago Magic Lounge, etc., that are opening all the time.
Exactly. There's a lot of great clubs, and I really enjoy that. So. I'm going to try and take advantage of this opportunity that I have some opening in my schedule to do some of these things that I really enjoy.
That was one of the original ideas of the owners of the Magic Island back when it was Newport Beach and they were going to open one in Houston. The idea was, we're going then to Washington, D.C. and Chicago and Atlanta. And that way that the idea was, I think, to have an act or that would
be tour around or whatever.
It'd be on the tour. And I would think that if somebody could put that together and work with all of the theater owners, of Smoke and Mirrors and everybody else saying, okay, we're going to be here and there, and just send, a group like that. That they can, people can follow them in this, be great.
Maybe
I just don't have
to organize. You can do it. There you go.
If I was younger, I would actually totally be in on that.
No, because there are a lot of great clubs. I have had the opportunity to work at House of Cards before. I'm scheduled to be there in the beginning of December. I can't wait to return because it was a great club. Like I said, we just did the Magic Castle last week. I love the castle, but Warren kept me so busy that I was only able to work it once every year or two, and now I'd love to go back and do every room once a year at least.
When you were at the castle, I assume that you and Chip were working the Palace, of course.
We were the Palace, yeah. So Mary and I did 2 spots on the show.
Okay.
So I opened the show with birds and origami and some big stuff. Chip came on in the middle, and then we closed with the vampire thing, and it was a great show. We had a blast. We had an absolutely great time.
Was it a no-host kind of a thing where you didn't have an MC? Or
I was kind of the MC, yeah. So
you were saying here next we're going to be introduced
Well,
Chip,
so I came out and did the birds, and then, hey, I got a buddy with me you guys are going to like, and introduced Chip, and then brought him off, and at the end we all bowed, and it was a great show.
I was just talking last evening with Charles about how that you had been working with him out in Caesar's Palace, or Caesar's Magical Kingdom, back in the day.
Caesar's Magical Empire,
Empire. I keep getting that messed up, but that must have been. I never got a chance to even visit there.
Great place. Had really good times. That's this convention is all the buddies from back then. I mean, Greg Fruin's here. He used to work at the Flamingo across the street in the City Light show, and Charles was at was a wizard at Caesars, and I did the close-up show, and we all palled around back then. And I just saw Greg across the street. It's great to see a bunch of old friends.
It is.
So we're going to have a great time. Yeah.
Well, I know this is actually, although a convention for magicians, but also it's Charles's friends. And he's having a party, and we just get to be invited to this party.
No, I'm so excited to be here. Really, just to see all the buddies and stuff. And I'd never seen Charles this year. Charles has been a very good friend of mine for a long, long time.
Did you get here early enough to see the show last night?
The plan was to come in last night and see the show, and I had some travel delays. So I missed the show last night. I'll see it Sunday, and I can't wait. But just to see the theater, I've only, so Charles used to work on a cruise ship that sailed around the Hawaiian Islands, and so we would hang out every Sunday. He'd be in Maui, and so we, for years, well, like I said, we've been friends even before Caesar's Palace, but we would hang out. So I was with him when he was dreaming all this up, and to see what he has accomplished. It's really incredible. I mean, this place is really nice.
It really is. This is an amazing theater that he's got here. And, looking up and then right now, you see that hook up there. He'd done a Straight Jacket Escape. Yeah, so he's done some promo things to try to attract more public ticket sales and everything.
He's a hard worker.
He knows how to do it.
He's a hard worker. He's smart, and he's also a great magician. And he's one of my best friends, so he's a great guy.
Yeah. Well, John, good to see you. I'm looking forward to seeing you. I mean, are you going to be lecturing about is the Build and Walnut, or what was the
Ring and Walnut?
Ring and Walnut. You're going to be talking about that?
I'll do that in the close-up show. I think the lecture I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to do my opening 20 minutes of Warren and Annabelle's and talk about, how to do it and why I think it works, that type of thing. So that's kind of my plan.
That's a great idea. Yeah, it's like how do you select particular tricks? To make an act. And obviously it was solid because you've been doing it, 17 years you said? Or whatever.
Yeah, 16 years, yeah.
Well, John, good seeing you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. And I look forward to hanging out with you here a little bit then this weekend, too.
Cheers.
So for the Magic Word Podcast, I was John Shryock. Scotty Young. Well, we just finished the evening show. Actually, the show this evening was Masters of Sleight of Hand, and it was phenomenal. Just like my friend I've got with me right now, who's phenomenal also, Howard Blackwell. Hey, Howard, how you doing, man?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me on, Scott.
You came up all the way from Charleston, South Carolina.
I did, yeah. It was a fast hour-and-a-half drive.
Not bad at all. And you got your own club, actually, down there. We're here right now, of course, in Charles Bach's Wonders Theater. So tell me about your place.
So I own Holy City Magic in downtown Charleston. It's a fantastic little magic theater. We have shows every week, and it's just a blast.
Mm-hmm. And how do people find information as far as getting tickets or whatever? It's open to the public, obviously.
Yeah, it's open to the public. It's at holycitymagic.com. Super easy to find. It's right in the middle of historic downtown Charleston. So it's a 200-year-old historical building. There are burn marks in the floors from the Civil War. Yeah. So it's a great little theater. And we have a cocktail hour before every show. We do an hour-and-a-half show with an intermission, and then most nights we have an after show at the bar as soon as it's over.
What's an after show? You mean a close-up?
Yeah, close-up magic at the bar, and we just have a good time with our guests. So it's not really just going in to sit down and do a show. It's a whole night out. It's an experience.
Yeah. Now, this evening show that we just had, that was quite an experience that we had. Let's go over some of the people who we had to begin with. Of course, we had John Shryock.
John Shryock was fantastic. It was great. I really enjoyed his personality. He did such a great job. But my favorite, I have to be honest, Gogo Cuervo.
Tell me about him.
So Gogo is he's actually my theater manager, and he works at Holy City Magic, one of the resident magicians there.
Gogo, G-O-G-O, just like
G-O-G-O. His name is about 12 names long. He's from Bologna, Italy.
Oh, okay.
So it's Gogo Eduardo, and it just goes on and on and on. But he is absolutely fantastic. He works behind our bar, and he did the close-up show tonight, and it was so fun. It was so fun.
It was. He interacted very well with the people. I'd not seen or heard of him before.
Yeah, he did his castle act tonight. So we perform at the castle every now and then together.
Yeah.
So we'll go out and hang out together and perform at the castle. But he did a great job tonight, and his sleight of hand skills are so good. He's a big internet magician too. He's got.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
they said like 125,000
followers, but he's got over 350 million online views. So
wow.
Yeah. So it's and that's how he makes his living now. So the pandemic was really good to him. He was like, "What am I going to do now?" So he started performing online. So his skills are ridiculous. They're so good.
I know there's money to be made. I'm talking with Doug Kahn. Doug actually talks about that in his lecture now, saying he completely pivoted during COVID in order to find a new way to make money. It's like, I'm sticking with this.
Yeah, he makes a very good living with 150,000 legitimate followers and 350 million plus views.
Yeah,
and that's what he does all day.
He's just got to be putting out content all the time.
Yeah, he's literally, but it's a full-time job. He spends 8 hours a day shooting and editing and putting things together for these little 30-second video clips, and it's fantastic.
Does he do it just for himself, or does he do it for other people then too?
So he consults with other people. So he consults and he teaches magic classes at our theater. So he's really busy and really involved. So
yeah,
that's fantastic.
And then we had also. Let's see. So it was John and Gogo, and I know we closed with Dan Harlan.
Yep.
That was great. Lives up in Raleigh.
Yeah.
So not so far away.
All right. Good evening, everybody. We have a lecture about to begin. Everybody can
sound like we got something else going to be happening right away. So much going on.
Yeah.
I thought we had a fourth person also in there, didn't we? Did I forget somebody?
We did a comedy magician.
We'll get started.
Steve
Beam, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
He's
He's going to kill me.
Oh, he was fantastic. He was so funny. I love the dry humor.
Yes, yeah, he was very good. And we're looking forward later. We're going to be having this open up, which is going to be like the Houdini Museum with a bar and everything. So it's going to be kind of cool. And you brought a few of your things in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm good friends with Dave Tanner, so he has a huge Houdini collection. So I've got a little bit of a Houdini collection. We're actually I get to host the 97th annual Houdini Seance this year.
Oh, you are?
I'm hosting it at Holy City Magic, so I'm really looking forward to that. So I've got some pieces here and there. We've got some handcuffs, and I've got a set of Houdini's needles and some things like that. So we brought those to help display them in the Houdini Lounge here.
Who you having coming in to do your as your psychic?
So we have a psychic. Oh, what is her name? She's been on the History Channel. She's been on Sci-Fi a lot. So she's one of the resident psychics who comes in and does things like that. She's actually based in Charleston. She does a lot of the historical tours, and she's based out of Charleston and travels all around. But she's going to be she's the medium.
Yeah.
And
because I did this for them several years ago in Fort Worth. I was the medium.
Oh, did you? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, she
because that was the Radners, Sid Radner, the successor. That's that group of guys that.
Absolutely. The Radners they came to check out the theater and looked at it, and they're like, we've got to host it here. It's
cool.
It's a really cool historical building. So so to have it right in the middle of all the history, it's fantastic.
And it's going to be on the 31st.
It is Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah.
We're looking forward
Perfect
to it.
Time. Yeah,
come down. It'll be a blast.
Howard, great seeing you as always.
Thank you.
Friend.
Absolutely.
So for the Magic Word Podcast, that was Howard Blackwell. Scotty out.